dun 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 dum 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 dum. What up, y'all? It's Killer B, the goddamn witchfinder general. You gotta witch y'all, burn the asses up. Let me start off first with all my supporters, all the love for all my supporters. You know what I'm saying? To hit that cash app. We got the newest member, Yasu. We got Brainstorm Homeschool Academy. We got Nagy Springfield. We got Siberius the Sleeping Serpent. We got Myron Edwards. We got motherfucking Nagy Springfield. God damn it. We got not damn nigga. We look at Big O. Where you gonna become a member, Big O? Where you gonna become a member, bro? Um, Good to see you up in here. Good to see you up in here. Put my ticker up in here. All right, there we go. So, um, I'll just, only take me a second to wreck it. I give you niggas 5 minutes. And goddamn, this shit is crazy, yo. I don't know if y'all ever done that before. Just give the motherfuckers 5 minutes. Just drop the pin anywhere in their video and give them 5 minutes, and you always gonna see some fuckery, right? So we had Sodnetter in the doing the live stream and stuff, right? Talking about the children. They was talking about young underage marriages and stuff, right? And they put that old weird old nigga, the apostle up on there, right? He must be goddamn 100 years motherfucking old. He said his grandfather was born a year after slavery, right? And he married his wife. Well, he had kids, so he must be had another wife. He had married, I guess, the last wife or something like that when she was 12 years old. Right? Now, shit like that went down back in the day, right? A lot of us wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that shit. Now, that's a long ass motherfucking time ago, nigga. So I'm just trying to do the goddamn calculations on that motherfucking shit. So he said his grandmother was born in, I think he said 1912 or some shit like that. 1912. That's about right. He an old motherfucker, so that's about right. But he said his grandfather was 50 goddamn years old when he married grandmother, right? And he already had kids in their 20s when he married her, right? And that's believable. That's believable, right? The pie runs off at the mouth. Like the side net again, get rid of her ass. We're gonna see that. We're gonna witness that. That side netter. What else, Shamian? Remember Side Nigga TV was on? Yeah, that's that old weird nigga. That be claiming Torah Nights and shit. Don't know nothing. Was never in Torah Nights, but be claiming that shit. Unseen Soldier and shit. That's Side Nigga TV and shit, right? But why he ain't on Judah Nazareth ass? Now I done gave him the receipts on Judah Nazareth. I'm waiting for his response on that motherfucking shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But let me get up. You come on up in here. I put the link up in the chat. Big O, you come up in here too, right? We talking about some old slavery shit, real quick, right? Because I know you had some stuff to say when I did the Nat Turner thing. You say you was related to Nat Turner, right? So he said that the apostle. I don't know if y'all watch Sonder like that, right? I hope y'all don't. But this is some old weird nigga. He came on when I did my interview on Sonder, right? Called the apostle, right? He's just some old nigga, right? That think he an Israelite. One of the late comer motherfuckers. So he gonna say he got documents of where his great grandfather came on the slave ships and shit, right? So if his grandfather, so that means his grandfather would have had to been, let me see, because I call him man a liar. I might have to take that shit back. Now I think about it, right? So if the grandfather was born in 1866, right? So the importation of slaves was banned 1804. So that's what the man had to be 60 years old, right? Had to be 60 years old when he had his grandfather. So he said he got the slave records, right? That's a hard one to come by because importation of slaves, which most of these niggas out here, most of these Wu-Tang niggas. Shout out the old girl, Rennie, right? She been hitting me up and stuff, and some of these niggas, like, you know what I mean? Like, goddamn nigga, how you got slave records and shit? Your great granddaddy. I don't believe that shit, nigga. Now, if it was banned in 1804, so what age did this motherfucker come over here? So he would have had to be 60 something years, right? So if 60, the importation was banned in 1804. So he would have been, that's over 60 something years. So he wasn't, he was already born when he was brought over here, right? So that would mean, god damn. So he would have had to been older than motherfucker. That don't even make sense because there wouldn't be no records after that. Not nothing that nobody would show. Of course, they were smuggling slaves in the United States after 1804, of course, right? But there would be no documented. It wouldn't be documented. I would just talk to a guy that I just hired to do my landscaping and stuff, right? He's a trucker, and he tells me about the shipping and stuff. So I asked him when I was doing my importation and stuff for goods and stuff from China. I was always confused with picking up stuff from the shipping docks, right? Rather than, saying stuff coming by air, right? I never really had enough product to get a container, to fill a container or be in part of a container, right? And he was a person that would go to those docks to pick that stuff up. They got a log for everything. Well, I know that anything that's imported into the United States or any country is documented. You have the customs, you have your certifications for what kind of product you got coming in. For example, I was importing sunglasses and stuff, right? So the sunglasses have to go through a military ball drop test to test the strength of the lens of the sunglasses. Some states, or I mean, some countries will let you in there, let sunglasses come in with a certain certification, right? But the United States got their certification. So it has to have this ball drop test to test the lenses to see if the lenses are strong enough. Because something can hit in the lens and shatter the lens, and that shit go in your eye, and now your ass is blind, right? And nobody want no shit because the shit come from China, right? And they ain't be able to do shit. So there's a certification. And now one of my packages got seized by customs because it didn't have the certification inside on the label, like, because you got a label and stuff, you got a little insert where you put all your certifications in, right? It didn't have it. So I had to contact the manufacturer and stuff and have them email me the certification and shit, and I sent it to customs. But by then it went to the FDA, right? So like FDA ain't no joke and shit. Like, so they just got your shit and they're gonna release it when they feel like releasing it. But what I'm trying to say is there's a documentation of everything. Hey, what's up, Nagy? Links at the top of the joint. John Riggins, what's up, man? I don't think you get enough credit for exposing the madness, brother. But I salute you from Jamaica. That's what's up, dude. I appreciate that, man. I know I don't get enough credit. I know that. They don't want to give me no credit because they shit won't work after they give me some credit or give me some shine or whatever. It won't work for them. What they trying to do won't work for them. That's what that shit be. But I appreciate it, bro. I really appreciate that, John Riggins. Made my night with that. It's good to hear stuff like that once in a while. You know what I mean? sometimes I just feel like letting these motherfuckers die out there and shit in the cult. Like, that's some real shit. I said, because I got other things and stuff that I want to do that I could be way more productive and that could be way more successful with what I'm doing right here. But you know what I'm saying? I have I feel I have an obligation. And shout out to the sister. Her name is what was her name? What was her name? Damn, I forgot her name. I was talking to her all day on YouTube. Damn, well, sister, if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about. She said, "Yo, you like this is crazy." Said I could never, you know what I'm saying, leave the cult and leave all these people behind and not warn people and tell people about the dangers of all this shit, right? And I've said that many times. And she's a new person that just visited my channel, and she came out and said that shit out of her mouth, and I was like, "Oh goddamn!" I said, finally I hear that shit. Because you know, a lot of people, they leave the cult and you don't never see them no more. They just leave. And they leave all the people they call brother, all the people they call sister. They leave them behind, right? To die. Literally, that's what they're doing. They leave them to die. Because if they believe in that book or whatever, right? So you found the truth in that book and how you supposed to serve this God, right? This go for any cult, like Muslim, Islamic cult, Christian cult, Jewish cult, whatever kind of cult, right? So you know that book ain't talking about what they talking about. So basically, you leaving those people to die. Those people that you cared for, those people that you call brother, those people that you call sister, right? They'll leave the cult and just leave them to die. But anyway, let me get back on this shit here. Oh, Maggie up in here. Hold on. What's up, Maggie?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
That's very real what
Your
you said
volume
about.
is. Oh, that's my.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very real what you said about warning people. If you cared for them when you were in the group, you care for them when you get out.
Yep. So in other words, I look at that shit as some of the members are no different than the cult leaders. So they're not in the cult to better themselves and so they're in the cult to get whatever they can get out of it for their little benefit. Some people join the cult and see money. Some people join the cult and say, "Hey, I can start this business. Now I got all these people at my disposal that's gonna mess with me, that's gonna do business with me straight off the rip of being in the cult." You know what I mean? So it's like it's fucked up, man. But back on this marriage and the slavery type bullshit, right? So it sound a little weird, like nigga. So that man had to be at least at the least. That's if he came over and he was born on a goddamn slave ship, at least 60 something years old. You know what I'm saying? When he had this man's grandfather. So like these motherfuckers come out and just say any old thing. He already lied and talk about this Hebrew Israelite shit. So they'll come out and lie about some other shit and think you stupid. You know what I'm saying? So this man had to be at least in actuality, you know, people they came over here 10, maybe 10, as young as 10, right? Teenager or something like that, in their 20s, maybe 30s. So this man is goddamn near 80 something motherfucking years old, probably. You know what I'm saying? So that shit don't even sound right. But they were talking about marriage and stuff. But Apostle said some real shit. That's true. A lot of people, and I heard Negi say, I think that was you, Negi, that mentioned that the other day, that people weren't living it as long back then. So I don't know if that was you or not. And so, like, you know what I mean? They married younger. And I was looking at some statistics too, how Hispanics, they're most likely to marry as a minor more than blacks and whites. And I say that shit many a times. All you gotta do is look at the newspaper. There's been many child abductions out here where I live. There's a famous one, Bianca LeBron, I believe her name was. She went to school And after school, she got picked up by somebody and disappeared. And the rumor is that it's a uncle or like friend of the family type shit that took her and might have brought her back to Puerto Rico, smuggled her ass back there or some shit. But this shit it runs rampant here in Connecticut in Hispanic communities, like the Puerto Rican community and stuff like that. They take young. We got Immaculate Neves. What's his name? He go by another name, Immaculate Neves, but he go by another name too, I think. But he was a debater on SVDL, right? And this is funny that now that I bring that up is because he was a person on SVDL that admitted to saying, yeah, pedophilia is right. It's okay. He told me personally that his mother was raped by an old ass nigga.
And you know that's just horrible, man. That's just horrible.
And forced to marry him by the parents.
I mean, yeah, that's terrible.
Yo, you right, Big O. I looked the other day and I saw that Negi wasn't a moderator and shit. I gotta give Negi a wrench. I don't know how the fuck you get a wrench, nigga. I gave you a wrench back. Oh no, you put the wrench in the thing. Shamian, you know you ain't getting no wrench, nigga. Shamian ain't getting no goddamn wrench. Fucking, but yeah, I gotta change that tomorrow. Because that shit difficult as hell on the phone. But yeah, I noticed that today. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought Negi was a moderator and shit. I never paid any attention. So I give you and Negi the wrench tomorrow morning or some bullshit. Yeah, my bad on that, Negi. But yeah, and he admitted to it, right? And he think that it's okay. So I'm like, God damn, nigga, this happened to your mother. And now you want to continue that shit and do that shit to some other woman? And statistics say that women that are married underage are more likely, like 50%, I believe 53% more likely to have mental issues, have drop out of high school, and all types of other issues and problems and stuff. This is some research I just did just before I hit the button. That's why I was late hitting the button and stuff, right? So I'm just going over what I remember. And it's like all these things, and like they're more prone for spousal abuse. All these things they set themselves up for when they go and marry an older man. Now back to the olden days and shit, right? Now I'm gonna tell you about like my mother, right? My mother dropped out of high school, not even high school. My mother dropped out of school. Like I was adopted, so my parents were a lot older than people that would actually be in the age range of my age, like the parents of people my age, right? They're a little older. So they come from the deep South, like the deep South. You see Mississippi Burning, Sounder and shit. They come from that bullshit. Like the woods, all you can fucking see is trees. Motherfucker, for as far as you can fucking see, motherfucker, it's woods. They come from shit like that. And my mother dropped out of school in 5th grade, right? And it was because they had to work. You know what I'm saying? Now, Apostle made a good point. He said, yeah, they did that. They needed many kids they can to work because they're like a what's the word I'm looking for? Shit, but they're like, you have kids, and this what the scriptures say that shit too. That you have motherfucking kids, and those kids is like property to put their asses to work to help you. You know what I'm saying? So I tell some other people too about summer vacation. You know how kids got the summer off from school? That was only for black kids back then. The white kids went to school all year round.
And it was only black kids that got summer. You're not lying about that. They originally intended it so that they could go work in the farms.
Right. Absolutely. And that's a lot of stuff that was going on. And she dropped out. Like my father finished high school and stuff like that. You know what I mean? My father wasn't older than my mother or anything like that. But my father, I don't know too much about my mother's parents. Like the father had already, my grandfather on my mother's side already passed. And Her mother had passed when I was probably like 5 years old or something like that. And like my father's side though, I knew my grandfather. I didn't know my grandmother. My grandmother on my father's side was they said was a Cherokee Indian and shit. So like you see my father's nose and stuff. You got a nose of an Indian. Dark skin and stuff, right? But my grandfather, he remarried. Like my oldest aunt, my youngest aunt, if I'm not mistaken, my grandmother died during the birth of her, right? And he remarried. We remarried to another lady, right? And she was old, but she wasn't that goddamn old. I think when my grandfather died, he was, I want to say 80 or something like that, right? And that was in the early 80s when he died. He died in like probably like early 80s. Early, I was a little kid when he passed. But my grandmother just passed maybe about 10 years ago. And she wasn't even got that goddamn old. So he married her. He was an old man. He married her, I think, in like, she was probably in her 20s or some shit. I got to ask my dad about that shit. But so like things, they didn't have no kids though. They didn't have no kids. Um, but like, you know, things in the South and shit like that was different. Now, I don't want to say, I will not say that some of these motherfuckers are creepy motherfuckers, right? Because you got creepy motherfuckers all day, every day, in all time periods. And I don't know how true this is, but you know, the stereotype of blacks were, you know what I'm saying, they just want to get fucked up and fuck all day, right? The Thomas Jefferson, I let my boy borrow that shit. I gotta get that shit back. The writings of Thomas Jefferson, he spoke a lot on the habits of blacks and what type of things they were good at, what type of things they weren't good at, their social like habits and shit like that. Like, right, he was amazed. There's one thing I can remember now. Look at these niggas and shit. This ain't 1990, nigga. To be having all that goddamn music and shit. All you do is rattling all the shit off your car, motherfucker. Stupid motherfuckers. No, they coming from the projects. But but
I feel that.
they coming from the projects and shit. Gotta have something. Let people see them. But where I was going here. The okay, let me just think what's on my mind here. But the women have like this women that have fucking goddamn 15, 20 kids. That shit crazy. So you can't tell me that some of these niggas wasn't creepy. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about the color purple. Anybody see the color purple and shit? That shit was crazy as hell. Motherfuckers be beating their motherfucker wise ass. So just don't think because you was an old slave, you wasn't fucking up a woman. Right? You wasn't beating the shit out of a motherfucker. Like you wasn't beating the shit out of your kids half to death. That shit was going on. And a lot of that shit wasn't because of what, like, they, you know, the Afrocentrics will want to blame it on the white man and say the white man taught them to beat their kids to death and all that shit. Like, right? Some of that shit probably true. Like, yeah, there's a part of it maybe. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, some motherfuckers just ain't right. You can't tell me mental illness didn't exist back then. We got mental illness now. Look at the streets now. The motherfuckers killing each other over nothing, over $5, over that somebody step on their goddamn shoe. Motherfuckers dying on the street. No white man in sight. No white man in sight. And when they was born, there wasn't no white man in sight. There was no white man in the house saying you need to do this, you need to do that. The white man ain't nowhere around. Only place you're gonna see the white man is when you go to work. Or if you ain't working, when you go to the state building to get your public assistance. You know what I'm saying? So you can't blame that shit on that motherfucker. Right? In the TV, he ain't telling your ass to whip your motherfucking kids' ass. If anything, he outlawed that shit. I remember when the law was passed for child that you couldn't beat your motherfucking kids. That was in the 80s. That was in the 80s and shit. And tell the kid, call the motherfucking police and shit. And motherfuckers was mad as fuck. I can't even whip this little nigga ass no more. Black parents was going to school and beating their kids' ass in the motherfucking school, nigga. My boy Desmond, I'll never forget it. We was in 4th grade, maybe 3rd grade. We in the bathroom, right? In between class, we hang out in the bathroom, we talk fooling around, we used to wet toilet paper, throw it on the ceiling and shit in the bathroom and shit, little kid shit, right? And he did something or whatever. His father was in a motorcycle gang and shit, black motorcycle gang, right? Called Golden Crowns. Never forget it. He just passed this shit not too long ago, like a few months ago. He pulled up, parked his goddamn motorcycle right there in the front of the parking lot, right on the curb, came up in there, went in there, came in the bathroom. We like, oh shit, who this grown ass nigga in the bathroom? This motherfucker took off his belt, right? And the old motorcycle driving motherfucker. They got them big truck driver, thick ass rawhide belts, real belts. Went up in the bathroom, dropped that motherfucking pants in front of all of us and whoop his motherfucking ass like we get our asses whipped at home. But he got it at school. And ain't shit happened to that motherfucker either. He left that bathroom, hopped on his motherfucking motorcycle, broom, 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 and pulled on. He had that Honda Goldwing. Black people had the Honda, they had a Harley, that Honda Goldwings. That was the shit, right?
With so he could have killed him in that bathroom and nobody would have blinked.
Nope. And look, he would die something when it happened and shit. But he fucked him up with that big ass motherfucking belt. Ain't nobody wanted no part of that shit. Niggas moved out the way. And we already know because we get our ass beat like that too. My father was a truck driver, motherfucker. He had them big ass, thick ass belts too.
So what was the reason for that? What caused that?
He did something bad in class. He did something. He wasn't in my class. He was in another class. But we used to congregate in the bathroom between shit, right? So I don't know what he did. But that motherfucker, I guess the school might have called or something, right? But he came up in there, right? He came up in that motherfucker in the bathroom, dropped his pants in the bathroom, pulled off that belt, whooped his ass right in front of all of us. We was in third, 4th grade, that shit happened. I'll never forget that shit. We was all sitting there like, God damn. We were like, shit, glad that ain't me, nigga. Better than you than me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know.
Hell yeah, but that's real shit.
Someone would have heard that and been like, gone to see what was going on.
Yep, there was no teachers and shit out there in the bathrooms in school. We didn't have no male teachers, so like the women teachers couldn't go in the male bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so there weren't any male staff?
Yeah. So like even the women, like I remember my mother, I did some shit and my mother come to school. She like told the teacher, like, yeah, I fixed this motherfucker when he get home. Well, my mother never cursed this shit. But basically that's how she said it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll fix his behind when he get home.
Yeah.
I get home, I get fucked up. And the teacher know I'm getting fucked up when I go home. And she ain't saying a goddamn thing. She ain't gonna save me.
I mean, that's whatever, but that's just crazy that, they probably heard it in the hallway,
Yeah. Yep. And that belt loud, like pop, 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 motherfucker. And it holds your arms, you running around in a circle. You trying to get away, but he got your arms. So all you can do is run in a circle. And he got that belt right behind your ass and shit as you run in a circle.
I mean, you never know. Someone like that in a bike gang, he could have been a sadistic murderer. I mean, you never know.
Well, the bike gang wasn't like the Hells Angels and those shit. It was just like a bike gang. There was just some old school.
I mean, I just can't help but think criminal when I think of that. So yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like no shit doing crimes and shit like that. There were just some old school black motherfuckers that like to ride motorcycles, like that type of gang. Well, he still had a violent streak in him, so whatever, it doesn't matter.
They look tough. The motherfucker got their leather jackets black males did. Like when it came to ass whippings, motherfucker. Like black kids got fucked up in the 80s.
I mean, if you're one of those people that I'm sure some of them enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know. The people that did that brutally hurting somebody gave them, enjoyment. I don't know. Sick people. That's the thing. You never know who's a sicko. You there?
You got a minute or some shit in that belt. You running that belt for a minute. That's like a heavyweight boxing match. Shit.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
Siberian's box and shit for minutes, motherfucker. That shit
Yeah.
rough. That shit
Just
you
wild,
gotta endure
wild
that
and
shit.
crazy. Yeah, wild
Hell
and
yeah.
crazy.
I got
But
my ass
you
whooped.
know, but that's the
Yup.
thing. It's like you never know who the sadist was who just was getting off on that.
Yup.
Beating the crap out of somebody smaller, weaker.
And like I said, like they'll tell the teacher, like, oh, I'll fix his ass when he get home. You won't have to worry about this no more, Miss Teacher. You ain't have to worry about this no more. And they just shake their head and shit. They just shake their head. They don't say nothing else. And they know you coming back to school in the morning. Good. You coming back to school in the morning with no issues.
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes
You
sir,
will be
yes
listening
ma'am,
to
no,
class.
no
Yep.
ma'am.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, you know what I'm saying? The shit fucked up. But they need to bring some of that shit back. Like, you know what I'm saying? They need to put a guideline on that motherfucker. So, like, instead of just doing away with that shit, they need to put a guideline on that motherfucker. Because some of these badass kids, but we wasn't bad as them.
Yeah, some kids still are crazy. Bringing guns to school. Shoot. Looks like I'm the only one on here, so I gotta. Oh shoot, I got a notification. Somebody else. All right, well, whatever. Sounds super weird with these headphones on. I don't know what the deal is, but oh, you back? Welcome back.
But I got a boy and shit that used to get abused and shit by his aunt. He be bad. Make him put his tongue in the freezer. You ever put like you got some real cold ice? You ever put your tongue on it and it gets stuck to your tongue and shit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They used to make him do shit like that to rip the skin off his motherfucking tongue.
Oh man,
Yeah, weird, fucked up
that's
shit.
that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's some drug shit. Like you motherfuckers is on drugs and shit like that. So that's some old drug shit. Motherfuckers take that shit too far. Like we just got, like me, like regular black parents, you just got an old fashioned ass whooping, and you quit doing what the fuck you was doing. This shit
you
today,
just
I ain't
got
done to this
the
day.
old school slave beating. Way to
Yup,
go.
yup, yup. And I got my ass beat for selling fireworks in school, right? I'm selling fireworks in school.
Wait, you were selling fireworks?
Yup, because we go down south, I was allowed to shoot all the fireworks I wanted. I could shoot fireworks from sun up to after sundown, motherfucker. I could
I mean
shot fireworks.
that's kind of dangerous.
Yep, but like they let me do the shit, like, right? I had the real M80s. They don't make them shits. Like in South Carolina, there was legal, like the real M80s and shit. They don't got that shit no more. But I used to blow up ant holes and fucking try to blow up anything I could and shit. Like put them shits in bottles. And I used to take them apart, like cut them open and shit, and try to make bigger fireworks and shit, make bombs and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the difference between you and me. I wouldn't have done something like that. I wouldn't do it something like that now. It just seems too crazy.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Like if I do that shit out here, for a kid to do that shit out here, you can get in a lot of shit. Like, cause then you blow up somebody's fucking car or set some fire. But this is like in the deep south. I'm in the fucking woods fucking with this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they would let me do it. Like, they would let me play. Like, I was smart. Like a couple of times the shit, a firework blew up in my hand. But it was like little shit. It stung my hand. I learned what not to fucking do. But in the way home, I was out. If I didn't shoot all those motherfuckers, like they would buy me mad fireworks. I had like $100 worth of fireworks. I'd be busting fireworks all motherfucking day. And my BB gun, slingshots, all that shit. Like I'm terrorizing animals and shit in those woods. Fucking birds see me. Oh, here come this fellow fat motherfucker again this summer and shit. We gotta go hide from this nigga because he can be shooting that goddamn BB gun, fucking all of us up. Man, I killed so many goddamn birds and shit. It's not even funny. But I wasn't allowed to bring any of that shit back to Connecticut. I had to leave my BB guns there. I had to leave my slingshots there. I had to leave my fireworks there. I had to leave all that shit. When I come back, sometimes I have fireworks left over, right? Or my BB guns and all that shit right there for me. I could use them like they mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I snuck some back. I snuck some back, and they found them, and they hit them on me. Right? They put him in the attic or some shit, right? Like this motherfucker think he's slick. Like we saw what you did, motherfucker. Let me catch you fucking with these goddamn fireworks and shit. Get your ass whipped, right? So they hit him, and I get the bright idea to go find them shits and take them to school. And I was selling them. So I sold them to this kid. He got caught, and I guess he told on me, but the parents only knew my cousin. So he told my cousin, they called my cousin's parents, and my cousin snitched on me and shit. So they told my father, man, my father came home from work, man, shit. He took that big ass belt. I got it, just like homeboy did in the bathroom. I thought this motherfucker was gonna kill my motherfucking ass. And guess what? I ain't shoot no fireworks since. That was in middle school.
And I gotta tell you something kind of funny. The worst thing I've ever done was smuggle alcohol into a place that didn't allow it. I feel like a criminal. I feel like a lesser criminal. I mean, that's all I did. I was at a state school, so I snuck in some alcohol. I did it kind of slick too. I put it in bottles of Sprite, and I just walked in with 2 bottles of Sprite. So it was like spiked. The problem is I had it on one of those carts that are like flatbed carts, and someone almost grabbed one. So I had to like basically tell him without saying, you know, hey, you can't have that. That's mine. Don't run off with that. And I almost got caught. That could have been, you know, that could have been me kicked out.
I used to make some marijuana tea and bring that shit to school. I wasn't drinking. I didn't start drinking till 24 years old. But yeah, I used to make like marijuana tea and shit and mix that shit up with some Tang and bring that shit to school. Shit be high as motherfucker.
That's crazy. I mean, the funny thing is my whole alcohol thing was like, the place was miserable. I mean, it was like a state-run school. It was like a vocational school, but I didn't really learn anything there. I just learned to stay away from everybody.
Yeah, I know how that shit go.
The first day I was there, I saw somebody walking down the hall with their pants sagging, and I'm like, "Oh man, this isn't gonna be a good experience." And when you know it, the dude that was sagging his pants, I hate to say it, it hurts me to say this, it was a black dude.
Who you think it was?
I mean, I'm not joking. It actually was. And I was like, oh shoot, this is like this is real like prison.
But yeah, I want to get back on this shit. I know I swayed a little far off of this shit.
Yeah,
But
we got off on a bunny
yeah,
trail.
we were, and my battery about to die and shit again too.
Oh shoot.
But it's crazy, yo. I don't know. The side that it just got some like the stupid motherfuckers over there. You see my video I made earlier and shit. I don't know if that shit uploaded or not.
I'm
But he
gonna
trying to
watch it. If I did, I'll
trying
see
to
the
raise
rest of it.
$150,000. He trying to get motherfuckers to give him $150,000.
I wish someone would give me that kind of money. Shoot,
He said
I'll make
legal
videos
team.
every day. I'll make videos every day for that kind of money.
He said for a legal team to go after
wait.
people slandering him.
Oh man, I'll slander him every day, and if they give me that money, I'll do it no matter what.
Yep.
I'll talk about.
They can't. Half these motherfuckers ain't got no money. So if they ain't got no money, he ain't getting no money. He can be getting checks for $1 a month.
Yeah. So he's crazy. But yeah, I need that kind of money though. I need rich people to give me that kind of. Your phone die? What's up? Wonder if his phone died. That's a shame. You're back. You're back.
All right,
Good.
but yeah, I'm gonna take my ass up off of here and shit. I gotta go to the store.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks for coming on, Negi. I just want to get up.
I'll be on. All right. See you around.
All right. Yep. Take care, bro. All right, everybody. I know this is a little short one and shit, but I just want to talk about that shit real quick. Just to have something to do. You know what I'm saying? I was bored, so y'all gonna be seeing a lot of videos like that. I'm gonna be preparing some other ones too that are more like some of the older videos and shit, a little longer and stuff. But I don't know. It kind of, but I don't really share my videos like I used to. So that's why my views are like fucking low. But like I don't know. But I don't really give a fuck about that. So the right people find them. And this when I get discouraged and shit, like thinking motherfuckers not really hearing me. I get all these eyeball people like this pop, not eyeball, but this people that come just like John Riggins came out here and said what he said. That's what's up. So little niggas wheeling down the street and shit. I don't know, man. I appreciate everybody that support the channel. Appreciate me. And that's about it. Let me get my ass up off of here shit, so I can go to the store before they close. All right, y'all. I'm Killer B, the Witchfinder General. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.